My name is Eric Hesselberg. I run a small manufacturing business in town. And you keep telling us you're going to raise tax and everything. Why should we expand our businesses if you keep taxing us? Why should we stick our neck out? On a good year, we can make good money. In a bad year, we hurt. But you're going to tax the heck out of us. Why should we expand? We're the people that are creating jobs. Obama wants to increase our taxes. Pretty soon we'll be up to 50%. Why should we work? Why should we expand? That's my question to you.
Well, I'm not 100% sure precisely what you're talking about, sir, but I do know that the stimulus proposal, the Recovery and Reinvestment Act, actually contained tax relief, a reduction of taxes for 95% of families in America. They saw it immediately, and the payroll taxes were reduced, the amount of withholding was reduced. That tax relief is already going into the economy. So a substantial percentage of Americans have received tax relief in the first 6 months of this administration. I don't know of a tax yet that the president has approved in terms of tax increase. Right?
I will tell you this. I have said all over Washington and all over the country, the president is against raising the gas tax to fund any kind of road opportunities in the future. When the economy is bad and people are out of work, President Obama is against raising the gas tax, and we've said that. So on that issue, he's against it. He's not promoting raising taxes.
Is China financing everything? How are we going to pay the bills?
Well,
free trade doesn't work.
we'll take a question and I'll try to incorporate a response to your comments, sir, in the question.
Hi, thank you for being here today and answering our questions. I'm Janice Heschler from the La Crosse area. Two concerns I have as a consumer. Number one, as far as agriculture is concerned, I'm very concerned about the pesticides that we put on our produce. I'm really talking about corn, strawberries. I can't eat any of them. I mean, they're just sprayed, so they're like eating cardboard. So there is just no taste anymore. So organic, fine, that's a good thing, I guess, because I can't eat anything else. Monsanto, Roundup, that kind of thing really concerns me. Number two, as far as transportation is concerned, and I talked to the secretary, which is great, I want to see our roads, I mean our streets, in our city streets, I'm from La Crosse, in such disrepair, and I don't mean just transportation buses and blah blah, I mean actual street repair. Maintenance of our city streets is just despicable, and it's really intolerable. It's actually, they haven't touched roads in our city. I mean, literally, I don't see any work done in our city for at least 10 years. I mean, honestly, on city streets. And then the county and the state, I've called them all and they say, oh no, it's the state. I call the state, no, it's the county. No, the county, no, it's the state, it's the city. It goes around and round and round. Somebody take responsibility and let's get busy. Thank you. All right.
Well, I'll let Ray respond to the city's issue and then I'll respond to the pesticide issue.
The way that these things work is we do allocate the money to the states, but the states work closely with the cities, and you know, as I told you earlier, you need to work with you know, your local folks in order to get these potholes filled. And but there is I don't think there are people out there saying, hey, we don't want to fix a road or don't want to fix a pothole. It's a matter of just making sure that your local elected officials know about these things, but the money is out there to do this. It really is.
I think part of the problem has been that we have not been investing in the infrastructure of this country for a long period of time, and that's in part what the Recovery and Reinvestment Act was designed to begin a process of doing. And I realize and appreciate it is a substantial amount of money, and the question is often asked, where's it coming from? I think you have to take a step back and say, okay, what if we didn't do this? What if we hadn't had the Recovery and Reinvestment Act? I think it's fair to say, and the governor can back me up on this, we would have had a much worse situation in Wisconsin than we have today. As difficult and as tough as it is, your unemployment rate would have been substantially higher, and there would have been a lot more pain. There would have been layoffs of teachers and police officers. I suspect the state aid that was received during the fiscal stimulus made it a little bit easier for these legislators to provide the support for local governments so that this mayor wasn't faced with some very serious trouble. I know from a standpoint of USDA that families would have had less money to spend at the grocery store. I know that we would have had at least 10,000 fewer people being able to buy a home, and therefore buying all the things that you buy when you get a new home, and that helps to support the hardware stores and the grocery stores. I know it would have been difficult for us to respond to the wastewater treatment concerns that have been expressed here today. I know we wouldn't have had the resources to try to create revolving loan funds to create business opportunities. So it is a problem that we're trying to address by infusing resources in the economy today. Now, the reality is that we have also been asked by the President to begin the process of taking a hard look at our budgets to figure out what we can do.